Hey, what's going on, y'all? Um, Welcome back to the Money Low Show. Now, don't be looking at my haircut. I haven't shaved or anything. So, just know I've been out here just trying to build wealth, trying to, make sure my family get into a good situation where we can be prosperous and we can also implement some village economics and such because we're having to deal with many issues such as in-laws and retirement and things like that and the lack thereof. So I've just been out here on the grind doing some real estate stuff, things like that. So I do need to get cleaned up. However, so today I want to talk about just some financial books that I've actually been reading. Currently, I'm reading a book called Profit First. And so I want to encourage you all to pick that book up. The author, his name is Michael Michalowicz or something like that. I think I butchered his name. What's going on, JT? Good to see you, bro. I'm just doing a quick little live update, while I'm at the office in the rat race currently. So, I do love my job. I just started a new job. I like it. But, ultimately the end goal is to be able to be financially free and be able to, escape the rat race, as Robert Kiyosaki may say. So his book Profit First is really important because it talks about how most businesses fail. So you can look at this from two ways. You can look at it from if you're an entrepreneur and you are a business owner. Obviously, if you're a business owner, this is going to be very helpful. But you can also look at it from your personal finance and your personal job and income that you receive from a 9 to 5. So it's pretty cool on how you could do that. So some of the premise of the book, I encourage you all to read it all, but some of the big things that I'm taking away is that the normal accounting method that we normally follow is is sales or income minus expenses equals profit, right? So we pay all our bills first, and then we leave ourselves the scraps or whatever's left over is for us, right? So many times when you're doing that, especially in business, you tend to increase your expenses dramatically. You tend to take on things that you don't need, expenses that you don't need, or debt you don't need, and then you reduce the amount of profit that you actually take for yourself. And so this is very similar to if you work a 9 to 5 and you get your income and then you take care of your bills first and then you leave whatever else is left for you. And so this is important to note because you definitely want to be able to profit yourself. I mean, if you're running a business and your taxes say that you received, $20,000 in profit or whatnot, you want to know where that profit is. It should be in a bank account somewhere, or you should see some fruit to that profit. But a lot of times we increase our expenses, especially when we increase our income or our sales. We increase our expenses, and then we don't see the profit at all because the expenses just sucks it dry. So that is the normal accounting method. For me, like it's at the end of the year, I should be able to say that, okay, well, I made certain this amount of money this year. How much do I have to show for it? How much do I have to show for it in my account? And that's very important. So you want to change that to sales or income minus profit equals expenses. So you want to pay yourself first, whether you're an entrepreneur with a business or whether you're working a 9 to 5 job. You want to pay yourself first. And so for me, what I do is I pay myself 10% of every deposit that comes into my account. So even if I sell an investment, I what I do is I put that 10% into my actual Roth account. So that way, anytime I profit, it's harder for me to liquidate. It's harder for me to I have to go through extra steps to get that money out. which is very important to me because when money is just sitting in the bank, it's hard for me to just let it sit there. I'm usually easily go out and spend it on something or invest it or whatever. But putting it straight into my Roth is like, okay, I can still access it if I have an emergency. I can still access it if I need to purchase something, and I can take the money that I put in tax free. So that's been very helpful for me. But pretty much you want to take a certain percentage of your income and put it away and pay. So that's paying yourself first. So normally, so the book first starts off with 1%. So you want to take 1% of every deposit into your account, whether that's you sold some crypto, whether that's your paycheck, whether that's you get paid from whatever else. So like JT, he does coin rings. You take 1%, put that into an account, transfer that to a savings or whatnot. Now that's a low percentage, right? So, but you eventually see it grow as you continue to make more income, and if you stick with that principle. So what I do is I do 1% into my savings. So every deposit, whether I get money from people streaming my music, yes, I am a music artist. Whether I get money from real estate, whether I get real money from selling crypto or whatnot, or whether I get money from a paycheck, I put 1% automatically into my savings. Then I go back and put 10% into my Roth. So I put 10% of every deposit into my Roth account. And so the book Profit First is a good book. I encourage you all to check it out. It definitely helps you elevate your mindset on being able to, on really prioritizing paying yourself first, because you should be paying yourself first before you're paying everybody else, right? Before you're paying a mortgage, you're paying the bank first, or if you're paying a light bill, you're paying the utilities company first. You want to get in the habit of paying yourself first. And then if you don't have enough money to pay your expenses, then that means you may need to cut your expenses. So if you have too many subscriptions that you don't need, or if you drink coffee too much in the morning, $5-10 every morning, or whatever it may be, you may need to cut back on that so that you can actually afford to pay yourself first, and then pay the expenses after. So that's just kind of my knowledge and wisdom I want to give you all for today. Hope you all check the book out, Profit First. It's a really good book, not that long of a read, and I want to thank you all for tuning in today. All right, peace.